The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, your boy Keith Thurman, I think it's safe to say people may disagree with me, but I think he's back. I really think he's back. Keith Thurman is back because I had a chance to catch his little media scrum at the Pacquiao Ugas media press conference and whatnot, and he addressed some things that have been said in the media recently. So for those of you who have been living under a rock or haven't quite kept up with the news, Leonard Ellerbe not too long ago, he said that Gervonta Davis could go up to 147 and knock Keith Thurman out. And a lot of people have taken this, a lot of channels here on YouTube who remain nameless, but you guys know the channels. You guys know the channels here on YouTube that like to flap their gums and twist stories and narratives and manufacture news. One of the channels on here said that Gervonta Davis had a response to Keith Thurman when Gervonta Davis never said anything about fighting Keith Thurman. It was his team. It was Ellerbe. It was the fine folks at PBC and Mayweather Promotions. They talked about Tank fighting Keith Thurman. And look, I'll be honest. Look, that's a fight where everybody talks about how special Tank is, and Tank is a special fighter. And I've even heard some people say that they think he can go as high as welterweight. And if people really believe that, if Leonard Ellerbe and Mayweather Promotions and all parties involved, if they truly believe that Gervonta Davis is good enough and that he has it within his heart, soul, and might to go up there and fight the likes of Keith one-time Thurman, then I'm all for it. I'm all for fighters daring to be great. I'm all for big fights, and make no mistakes about it, that will be a mega fight, because when you take the star power of Gervonta Davis and you mix it with the mouthpiece and just the way Keith Thurman is as a fighter and the way he's able to sell fights, it's gonna be a blockbuster fight. So I don't see why they would look into it happening, But does Leonard Ellerbe, does Floyd Mayweather, do these guys really want Gervonta Davis to go on there and fight Keith Thurman? Do they really want him to go on there without at least experimenting at the weight class? Maybe fight like a Jamal James or something like that. I don't think so. I think there's a lot, but there's more wise fights out there for Gervonta Davis than fighting a Keith one-time Thurman straight off the rip. I could see him taking a tune-up fight or an experimental fight to see how he looks at welterweight, and if he feels good and he looks good and he feels confident with his performance, then you move on to Keith Thurman fight. But I'm pretty good at seeing how Mayweather Promotions moves when it comes to boxing and making certain fights happen. They won't even put Tank in the ring with Josh Taylor. They won't even put him in the ring with Josh Taylor, a 40-pounder, for the undisputed title. So why on God's good green earth would Leonard Ellerbe and Mayweather put the guy the guy that makes them the most money, the guy that has the gravy train rolling, the guy that's got things going well for Mayweather Promotions, why would they throw that guy in there with a former welterweight champion, a natural welterweight, a full-fledged welterweight, and a guy that, look, he hasn't boxed in quite some time. We understand that when it comes to Keith Thurman. But Keith Thurman, I think when he does start boxing again, and knock on wood, hopefully he does start boxing again, I think he will have a point to prove, and he will be showing himself to be one of the best welterweights in the world. He's one of the smartest welterweights in the world. We know that when he's active and when he's boxing, we know that he is one of the best welterweights in the world. So do you think, let's just be rational. Let's not get on our emotions. Let's not get on our feelings. Let's be, if you're a woman, this isn't a comment directed towards you, but if you're a man, let's be men. Let's use our logical brains. Why on earth would Leonard Ellerbe fight Keith Thurman without a fight at welterweight? Or why would Leonard Ellerbe put Gervonta Davis in a fight with Keith Thurman without a fight at welterweight to experiment with the weight? And why would he do that when he's got other options at 135 and 130? He can go fight like Michelle Rivera or Rolly in fights that aren't going to make as much noise in the headlines, but they're fights that are safer. They're a lot safer than going up to fight Keith one-time Thurman. So I want to see the fight. It'd be nice to see how far can the Gervonta Davis power carry up? Because I'll tell you this, if he can go up to 147 and knock out Keith Thurman or stop Keith Thurman, what a statement, because Pacquiao couldn't do that. And Keith Thurman's been in there with some punches like Pacquiao and Danny Garcia and fighters of that magnitude. So if Gervonta Davis goes up to 147 and beats a guy like Keith Thurman, we're talking about pound for pound top tier stuff here, you know? And I think it's worth talking about. That's the kind of fight that's worth talking about. That's the kind of fight that's worth getting excited about. That's the kind of fight that it's makeable. It's definitely makeable. Keith Thurman's PBC, Gervonta Davis is PBC. So what's if Leonard is serious about that? If I can't really criticize Tank because I haven't really heard anything from Tank himself. I haven't seen any posts. I haven't seen any tweets. I haven't seen anything like that from Tank. So this is more going out to Leonard Ellerbe. If you're that serious and if you really believe that much in Gervonta Davis, put him in there with Keith. Put him in there with Keith. Make that fight in the fourth quarter of this year, or make that fight in the spring or summer of next year, and it'll do great numbers, and I'm sure it'll be a box office win. But if you're not serious about it, keep Gervonta Davis fighting, you know, the guys he's supposed to be fighting, like Rolly and Michelle Rivera and hopefully Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez. And, you know, if you really had balls, Josh Taylor. These are the kind of fights that we want to see for Tank. Thurman is cool, but I look at that more as a pipe dream. But that's my take on the whole situation. Keith Thurman had a whole lot to say to Leonard Ellerbe about the whole situation with Gervonta Davis, with the fight, them fighting, and I'm siding with Keith on this one. I think Keith Thurman has a point. You know, Tank never said anything, and if Leonard Ellerbe is serious about what his comments, then send that man a contract, send that man a draft contract, let him know how much he's getting paid, and he'll sign on the dotted line, and we'll have a fight. Because Keith Thurman, he's fought even though he's been inactive, he's fought some fantastic fighters in his career. And I have no doubts in my mind that if a contract with a decently fair offer was sent his way, that he would take it. But that's my opinion. You can have yours. Leave yours down below in the comments. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.